This is kind of off topic, but if you're an artisan doing jewelry, blacksmithing, woodworking, sculpture, we all want to present our work in the best way possible. And one step in that direction is clipping, removing the background from the photograph. I photographed this pendant on a concrete block. Why a concrete block? Well, that day the lighting was just perfect. You could see I didn't even get any shadows. Sent it off to the clipping service, come back with this transparency, and then was able to copy that pendant and paste it right onto a black background. Now, the file comes back as a PNG, like you have JPEGs and BMPs. Well, this is picture.png. And one way to think of the PNG file is the object, in this case the pendant, is just floating on that transparency. So it can be copy and paste. Why not just make this simple and take a photograph of the pendant on a black material? Well, that's fine. But what if you decide that you would like to have it on a green background, or a purple background, or some other completely different type of background? Well, you're pretty much stuck with that pendant on a black background photo. But with clipping, you have numerous options. For example, you might want to make a composite of a number of different pendants like I've done here. My skills for doing this type of thing, let's say that they're probably low intermediate. And I'm using a very old software program. I'm using a 2004 edition of PaintShop Pro. Now, if you go to YouTube, you're going to find many people that have far more experience of this than I do. But this will give you a starter. I took a picture of this kayak on a white shelf, sent it off to the clipping service, returned with this transparency, also a book, and was able to combine these into a composite. This is one of the newer pieces that I've just finished, and I wanted some way to show how it could be used in a setting. On the back of my pickup truck, I took a picture of this board. It's a 2x6 piece of wood covered in a corduroy material. Sent that off, got this transparency back, a PNG file. Then took a picture of this vase, got this transparency, like these rocks or stones, got this transparency, and I was able to combine this into a composite. This is a tree of life sculpture that I did. Photographed it on the front of the barn, sent it off, have the background removed, got this transparency. Now this room is called a mock-up. And I think I paid about $3 for this. And then I was able to just copy the tree of life transparency right onto this section in the room. Now we've all had photographs where we like to have something removed. Now this is a photo I did about 4 years ago of my granddaughter and son. Sent this off, had the background removed, and now this one cost about $1. And then was able to paste this onto a photograph I had of my neighbor's hayfield. Now you may or may not be interested in this, but if you are, below in the description, I've listed 2 clipping services that I use with their addresses. And generally, they'll let you send one photograph to them as a sample, and they'll do it free. Now, I don't know if this is always the case, but it's what I've found.